Sup witches, Celeste here with our 13 moons, 13 runes full moon ritual for January 2020. We are kicking off this year with a full moon on January 10th, 2020, which is 1122, which is 222, and 2 is our big number this year. Is going to be the full moon at 20 degrees of Cancer, solid in divine feminine energy, with it being if I thought on the east coast of America, we're lucky because this full moon will be at 222, which is just more twos. And then oppositioning the moon, we have the sun at 22 degrees, the divine masculine directly opposing the divine feminine, the polarity of balance right there. We also have Saturn at 22 degrees, which is all about gaining control. And we also have Pluto at 22 degrees, which is bringing a lot of rebirth energy. This is about finding balance. This is about, twos are all about psychic abilities and balance and intuition. And 22 is the mastery of all numbers. It's the mastery of the aspects of all numbers involved. And with this being at 22 Saturn and 22 rebirth, this is all gaining control over things that used to control us. This is mastering that. This is a week and a half after your New Year's resolutions. Which ones have you logically really thought out that you are really going to be able to do? Do you have the time to go to the gym as much as you promised yourself you would with your resolution? Are there easier ways you can figure out to do it? Maybe there's something you could be doing at home instead of going out to do it. You know, things like that. Maybe if full-on meal planning is too much for you, maybe you can find a way to just edit your dieting in a logical way that works for you. Maybe you need cheat days. Maybe that's something you know you need. But this is where you're going to be mastering that. With this being the full wolf moon, the full wolf moon is all about intelligence and instincts. Wolves howl more during January. Why do they howl more? Because it's mating season. It's time to bring union from the divine masculine and the divine feminine to create new for 2020. We're going to be using the sun rune, which I'm not sure if you guys can really see it on the bottle there. The sun rune, which is all about growth and strength, and it is the divine masculine as well, but it's all about that birth energy, that creation energy. We're going to be using green tourmaline, which is going to be the divine feminine energy. This is all about joy and compassion and being compassionate with others, and most importantly, being compassionate with yourself while you are learning to control these new things that you're doing for your resolutions. We're going to be using a yellow candle. This is also representation of the sun and more of the intellect and logic and learning and research and bringing that into play. Following your instincts to guide you through your paths of research. I talk about it all the time. It's one thing to be on the path. It's another thing to trust the path. And it's another thing to walk the path. You have to be doing it all in order to create this abundance and wealth that you're trying to do. You've done a lot of work on yourselves in 2019, and now it's time to really bring all of that into fruition this year. We're going to go ahead and light our charcoal. This month I'm using black salt underneath my charcoal. If you want to know how you make black salt, you take your table salt that you've been using in your other spells, anything where you've burned a bay leaf or a petition or herbs or anything else like that, and you just mix it into the salt and then you shift it out and you have black salt, black witch's salt, which is great for protection, not for eating. Alrighty, and then for our herbs, we're going to be using sweet basil and rose hips. Now the sweet basil is all about wealth and prosperity, and the rose hips are trust in beauty, trust in your instincts and intuition. That's the power that it's bringing with it. For the oil, we're going to be using dragon's blood and benzoin. Dragon's blood is for protection and strength. The rose hip and the basil is all the divine feminine earth energy. The dragon's blood, strength and fire energy. The benzo amplifies intent into anything that you're doing. So you're going to want to go ahead and mix that into your oil. As I've said before, your oil can be any oil really. I use extra virgin olive oil because I always have it on hand, and olives are all about prosperity and health. You can use vegetable oil that's coming with all the energies of corn, which is still a representation of the sun and abundance. Okay, so we've got our charcoal lit, we've got our oil mixed, we got our herbs ready to go. What we're going to do now is we're going to consecrate our stone by rubbing it in the oil and passing it through the smoke of the herbs. Just trying to get a little bit more of a ring on there, but here we go. And the smoke of your resin. So don't dump all your resin into the oil. You're going to want to save some for your charcoal tab there. So you're going to consecrate your stone in the oil, and then you're going to consecrate it in the smoke. And then you're going to drop it into your bag there. You're going to twist it up and just put it in there. Then you will consecrate your candle. You will consecrate it in the smoke. You will consecrate it with the oil. And true to my spazzy ways, you're going to consecrate it with your herbs. This is all about herbs of the earth, smoke of the air, oil, which represents the water, and the candle itself represents fire. Alright. So now this is all about logically thinking about this. Logically thinking. This is all about resolutions that you can keep. Resolutions that you're not going to drop off on after the full moon because your crazy energy just makes it too much for you to do. This is about really following your instincts about what it is you are trying to manifest for yourself. What is your true higher potential and purpose. Now, we'll fill this jar with moon water. Now, if you don't know how to make moon water, you simply fill a vessel with spring water, and then you put it outside under the full moon. You can do this on the 9th if you are low on time. And it will get plenty of full moon energy. I put mine out every full moon and I top them off all the time. So I always have it on hand. And you will seal up your jar. Then you will light your candle. And you'll drip the wax onto the lid. And then this is where you will sit and you will visualize with your candle. And you will not visualize quitting anything. You will not visualize actually exercising. These are not the things that you will visualize. You will not visualize how you will make your money. You will visualize yourself at the peak of your goals. You will visualize yourself in your peak physical health. You will visualize what your life would be like if you didn't smoke cigarettes. You will visualize your business already being a success and what it feels like to have that abundance and health and wealth and happiness within your home and within yourself. And you will let your candle burn down, and then you will sit this jar outside for the next 2 nights of the full moon. I do suggest you actually fill it with moon water and put that moon water outside on the 9th. Then you do your casting on the 10th. Oh, I blew my own candle out. On the 10th. And then you will sit it back outside on the 10th, and you will let it sit out there until the 11th passes, until 1/1/2020 passes. And then you can dump out your jar and get your stone out to carry with you as a reminder of your visualization, to rub on when you feel you're losing your way and you need to hang on that instinct and you need to find that balance between the divine masculine and the divine feminine. That is what you will use your stone for. The water, my biggest suggestion with it, what I do with my spell water when I am done, I usually pour it into one of my favorite potted plants, or I use it to water something in my garden. And that's always good things that you can do with your spell potions. I mean, you can drink it, but it's probably going to be gross. I wouldn't suggest that. That's not what I make them for. But this potion I would definitely put towards a plant, so that you can water that plant, and when you water that plant, you can rub your stone and you can re-visualize and regain that frequency where you are at your peak health, peak wealth, peak highest self there. Also with this kit this month only is going to be coming with the final rune, which is the eye rune, and this is on labradite, and this is also for intuition. This is what this rune is all about. It's all about intuition and instincts and listening to your guides and your highest self. And that will be included as the final 13th rune for the 13 moons, 13 runes, 2019. And then now, at the end of this year, you will have a complete set of 13 moons, 13 runes, witches' jars that you can use over and over again to create your own spells and your own rituals and your own ceremonies. Like I always say, these kits are just templates, the most basic ingredients and basic energies that are going to be affecting us on these full moons. This one is big. It's a 2222 mastery. I really suggest you guys all get in on it and join us. You can join us at our Facebook group, the Coven, the Silver Cord. If you like this video, please like, share, subscribe, spank that bell for me, and I will talk to you guys later.